Thank you everybody for being here again for my refined speech, my informative refined speech. I'm going to be talking about Dia de los Reyes, which is Days of Three Kings, which is also called the Epiphany. Many people, they imagine the wise men visiting Jesus in a manger, but a lot of people don't understand just how significant that is. For Puerto Ricans and many Christians around the world, they have developed a whole cultural celebration around this one event that's briefly talked about in the Bible. So, Dia de los Reyes is a Puerto Rican celebration. That's what we're going to talk about today. And it is rooted in biblical story of the Magi that blends history, Bible, cultural tradition, and community all together into this celebration. So I'm going to be speaking about the biblical foundation, the cultural tradition in Puerto Rico, and the community identity in Puerto Rico when they celebrate it. So to begin, I just want to go over some things that are in the Bible so we can just kind of understand what it is. Okay, so we all know that three wise men came to visit Jesus in the manger, but the Bible is not specific on that. According to Mark Strauss, he explains that the term magi in its original Greek means it's a plural for mystics and things like that. So they were more than likely astrologers or Persian high court officials that were studying the stars. They saw a celestial event, and it could have been supernova. It could have been Jupiter crashing into I think it was Saturn or one of Saturn's moons. But there's a celestial event. They saw a bright light in the sky. They followed it, and it led them to a manger where there was a child. They brought frankincense, gold, and myrrh to this child, and this celebration, this small story, is what bloomed a whole cultural tradition where people celebrate specifically in Puerto Rico. So we do have to understand that this whole narrative with the Magi visiting Jesus in the manger is specifically a recognition of the Messiah being born here on earth. He's being, he's here, he's present. It's why Herod was searching for him. Okay, so with that, I do want to go into the Puerto Rican cultural significance of celebrating this. So, what do Puerto Ricans do in recognition of this? They give gifts. They do something called Rosca de los Reyes or Rosca de Reyes. There's family gatherings. There's parades. So in some countries they do like a sweet bread. They do like a wreath almost with bread and fruit and all that stuff. Puerto Rico doesn't do that. Puerto Rico, according to Blakemore, she explains that what they do, they take a little shoebox and they make a little mud pie, a little with some grass, and they have it there for the horses to eat of the wise men. And so they leave that under their bed overnight on the 5th, and on the 6th, what they'll do is it's almost like a tooth fairy kind of thing. Like the parents will take the shoebox out, and then they will replace it with gifts and everything like that. So it's really nice. So on the 6th, the kids wake up and they see gifts under there, and the gifts aren't wrapped. They're not wrapped at all. They're just thrown there. Yeah, exactly. So it is a community celebration. They wake up. We're waking up to food, to music, and there's a parade that comes in afterwards. They end up having some men that dress up as wise men. So it's like a huge thing that brings the people together. And that goes into my next point, which is the identity of the Puerto Rican people during this celebration. The people, when celebrating Dia de los Reyes, the community comes together. Like I'm talking about, like people come out of their house, they start cooking in the street. Everyone's it's a huge party. And it's not cold January 6th in Puerto Rico. It's actually pretty hot. So, they have this parade. They have these men that come out dressed as the kings. They're parading around so the kids can see them. They're playing music. They're sharing food, stories, tradition. It's a beautiful thing for the people of Puerto Rico to really share. And so it gives Puerto Rico a sense of identity. I mean, if you guys have met Puerto Ricans, we're very proud people, and we're proud of the traditions and the cultures of our island, and we're proud of our identity, and this is part of that. And so, in conclusion, I do want to reiterate that this is something that's biblical for us, right? Even though it's a big celebration, and we have these massive parades in Juana Diaz and San Juan, we have them, and they're all rooted in the biblical truth that the Messiah was born, Jesus was born. There were these wise men that came to visit him, provided him gifts, and we're just doing that in honor of Christ. So again, it's basically a homage to biblical roots and Puerto Rican culture and identity, and it's something that we hope to keep celebrating for years to come.